Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. I was like, I feel like I have lipstick on my teeth, but I guess I'm lucky today and I don't. Today I'm going to be de-influencing you. It's a trend that's been going around TikTok where I basically tell you all the stuff that didn't work for me. I used to do these videos all the time, if you remember back in the day. But girl, I ain't done it in a long time. I'm going to do one today, and I don't just have makeup products. I have like some other stuff up in here too that I don't think you need to spend your money on. Also, I'm going to give you reasons as to why these products didn't work for me. I'm not just going to say they suck because I don't think that adds value to anybody or anything. So I'll explain why it didn't work for me because it might work for you actually. You know what I mean? So you can like decide on your own. But anyways, be sure and smash that subscribe button before you leave. And let's go ahead and jump right in. Also, be sure and check out my vlog channel. I've been uploading vlogs. And if you're only watching my main channel, baby, you're only getting half the story. So check that out too. Okay, we're jumping in. The plug. I had to plug my vlog channel. You guys remember the basket I got at Marshall's the other day, Home Goods? We're putting it to use. It's filled with all my stuff that didn't work for me. Okay, let's just start off with some shapewear. I have two things. So in my last video, if you didn't catch that, go on and check it out. I'll link it down below. I try out different like feminine shapewear bras, products for women that went viral on TikTok. And like these little sets that like strongly pull you in and then they clasp in the center. But the problem is I tried on so many different dresses, loose ones, flowy ones, ribbed ones, and all of them look pretty bad with the shapewear underneath it. So maybe this shapewear is meant to wear like under your jeans or whatnot, but it left dents in my body and you could see like a metal rod going down the front of my stomach. Didn't look flattering. It would look better without it. So I don't know if I'm missing something with this type of shapewear because I see girls wear this all the time. So I know it's doing something, but it didn't work for me. And like, I don't fully understand how is this supposed to look good. Are you supposed to see this under your clothing? I hope not. And like, why would you? So this was just like 100% flippity flop. Get it out of here. Probably need to return that. My next one is another shapewear one I just wanted to mention to you guys. Okay, so here's the gig. I really like this. This is by Skims. And you guys know I'm a big Skims fan. You know I'm a big fan of Miss Skims, okay? All my bras and undies and everything is Skims because honestly their stuff is quality. But now this is quality. But I just had another instance with this one specifically. So I ended up buying these with both long legs. You're like, what happened to the leg there? Well, this one is for like if you have a high split in a dress, you can still wear your shapewear and the leg part won't show through. So I was like, okay. So I bought it and I bought this early on. But this part, look at that little booty. It's so funny. It's so cute. But this part right here with the one leg leaves the harshest cut right underneath your butt cheek, and it looks like you have on granny panties with whatever outfit you're wearing, but just on one side. So it's very funky and it's just unrealistic and it didn't work for me. I have worn these out before because I had to do what I had to do, but I went ahead and ordered the ones that were both the leg parts, and I love, those are like my favorite Spanx, like the best. I shouldn't call them Spanx. My favorite shapewear. Those are the best, but the ones where the cutoff from Skims, it just left me with the most gnarly granny panty line in all my clothing. So I was like, I honestly just look better without it, without wearing it all together. So this one was a little bit tricky. They are super expensive. I don't recommend the one-legged one. I recommend the two-legged one, definitely, but this one, you can pass on it. I'm gonna do makeup last. I'm gonna go over, you know, a couple of my skincare items. Okay, one skincare item I don't have on hand because I literally got rid of it because it didn't work for me, but I still wanted to mention it. It's actually by Fenty, so please do not throw hands at me for mentioning Fenty. I know Rihanna is queen, okay, I'm aware, but this one product did not work for me, and I noticed it's on clearance, so maybe it didn't work for others, or you never know. This is the Body Lava. It is the luminizer, and it's just like a body glow product. So one year at Coachella when this came out, I put it all over my body, not realizing it was as sticky as like putting Vaseline all over your body. Like Vaseline is great to lock in moisture, but it's like a thicker formula. That is goo. I put it all over my legs and I went out, and when I tell you I had grass stuck all over my legs, I had grass legs. It was crazy looking from the Body Lava. I was like, oh my God, this is just like too sticky of a formula. You know what I mean? It like, you don't need it. There are so many body glow products out there, body oils, body tints that aren't sticky and are super easy to wear, but that stuff is glue. And so I just don't recommend it for anyone. I don't see how that can be comfortable for anyone to wear. So didn't work. Get it out of here. Okay, another skincare product, which I think is just stupid, and I'm just gonna say it even though I bought this. This is the Evian. It is spray water. It is water in an aerosol can. This is water. So yes, this is great if you're like, I don't know, out at a music festival and you're just like hot and dying and you need it, sure. But like, this little bitty can was $8.50. It's hard for me to not hate on this. Okay, it's hard for me. They also sell a bigger version. It's just such a not necessary product to even be invented or exist. In my opinion, that's my opinion.
That's my opinion!
Now, I know you can like dampen your beauty blender with it, but are you really gonna pay $8.50 for a tiny can to dampen your beauty blender or cool you off? Like, I know there are little things you can use it for. I know it's not completely useless. It's just not necessary. It's out. Flop-a-roosie. It didn't really flop. It does what it says it's gonna do. It sprays water, but for what? This product, I'm gonna tell you why I'm mentioning it in this video, because I like it. And so you're probably like, why aren't we here? So this is the Glossier Universal Pro Retinol. And when I went to the Glossier store, the girl told me this is like the best retinol ever. You can use it every day. It is the weakest retinol on the market. So like basically if you have dry skin and you wanna use retinols, yes. If you want it to be effective and like you wanna really get into retinols, no. It's just like not strong enough. I think it can like help you build up to a level of retinol that can be effective, if that makes sense. So if you're like, just like your skin's just way too sensitive for retinol, I actually think this would be great for you. But for me, I've been a retinol fanatic. I've been using retinols for 10 years now. I know my retinols and I know when they're effective, and like this one, it almost kind of feels like I'm doing nothing, but that may just be me because I've been using them for so many years. I even dilute my stronger ones still because they're so strong. So this is a nice retinol to get you into it. But if you're like, I want, you know, to shrink my pores and I want to change my skin, because a retinol is a derivative of vitamin A. Retinol is basically topical Accutane. They're really strong products. They can permanently shrink your pores. A retinol is something you have to use consistently for it to do anything. And I did use this consistently and I was just like, this is too weak for me, but it's good if you're trying to get into retinol. So that's my point on it. But a retinol is probably like the most effective thing in skincare besides the protection you get from sunscreen, which you have to use sunscreen with retinols, but with this, you don't even have to use sunscreen. Like I was like, is it doing anything? You know what I mean? But I think if you, again, had super sensitive skin, yes. Other than that, no. All right, so you see how I'm trying to tell you guys like the good and the bad so you can make the judgment for yourself, because some of you guys may be like, I love that product, that's my favorite product, how dare you? But you can't take personal what didn't work for someone else. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't like something, you can't take that personal for you if you like it, because it may work for you. That's why I try to explain why it didn't work for me rather than just going, this sucks, I hated this. Like what does that do for anyone? Does that make sense? Moving right along. This product I used for years and years and years because I thought it was like my only hope, but it is the messiest, leakiest root touch-up product ever. It's so like puttery and sputtery and like leaves like a mess on your face. Also, this stuff is hard to get off your scalp, which is like good and bad because it like locks in on your hair, so you're not gonna see root showing through. But when I washed my hair, I was having trouble getting this stuff to loosen up off my scalp because it would like stick down so much. I think they just gotta do like a little bit of a less watery formula, but the one I like is a little more expensive. Let me go get it so I can show you. This one I literally have on my roots right now because it's about that time for me to dye my hair. You can probably see like a little bit of gray peeking through because I just put a little rat tail comb and I spray my roots. But this one is a much less wet formula. It's more powdery, so it's not messy at all. And I feel like it doesn't get all over my face and just sputter everywhere whenever I spray it. It's costs a little bit more. The cans do last you a really long time because you don't use much of it. And it's very pigmented, like it gives you a lot of coverage. So I get this off Amazon. So this $7.99 is cheap. This one, it's like $25, but it works way better. This next one, you guys are literally gonna throw hands, okay? But I'm gonna say it anyways. Okay, I don't know what happened to my skin. Like I used to be like, I kind of am still dry, but my God, I'll get so shiny. I'm like, what is going on? So I have been a little bit oilier, and like if you are whatsoever an oily girl, like you are trying to avoid the extra shine, avoid this at all costs. Like don't even go there. Don't even look at it. Don't even think about it, because this, and actually the Dewy set from ABH, is the most oily, wet, dewy setting sprays on the market. I think this one tops all of them. My point being, like, yes, it's such a dewy setting spray. Yes, it does what it's marketed to do. So technically Tatcha's like made a good product, right? But girl, I haven't been able to use this in such a long time, and I'm so bummed because it was like one of my favorites for sure. It's just like my skin kind of changed up on me a little bit. It also changes like in the seasons because it's getting a little bit warmer, and that's when my skin tends to get a little bit oily. My oily spots are here, which is pretty normal, the T-zone, and then right there at the apples of my cheeks. And I used this once and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, never again. I also like the Beautiful Skin foundation from Charlotte Tilbury that most people didn't like, but I tried to wear it the other day and I looked like an oil spill. It wasn't good for me. So don't say I didn't warn you about this product. It's also so expensive, so it can be a mess. All right, let's get into some of this makeup, honey. Okay, the Smith & Colt. So I bought this because it like went viral on TikTok because it is a cool product. It's called Instant Recall. Is Smith & Colt still a brand? Let's talk about that for a minute. I don't even know if they're still a brand. I know they had a moment and they did make a lot of cool products because I loved all their eye glitters, but they made this invisible powder setting spray. So you're supposed to shake it really well, and whenever you're oily and shiny, you're supposed to be able to spray it like a powder onto your skin, and it's supposed to absorb all of that. So it's like a touch-up spray. Whenever it really did nothing for me, like it was a waste. But now I'm like, I don't even know if this is a brand anymore, so like I don't even know if there's a point in telling you guys about this, but it was just another one of those viral products that was like a gimmick. We haven't used the word gimmick in a minute, and we're gonna bring it right back out for this video because it's time to insert gimmick. This is a gimmick. It's a silly little joke. No need for that. Next on the list, I like Physician Formula, and I like their I have like thought their blushes were really cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I have said in videos like their blushes are cool, but the more and more I've gotten to play with and try their blushes, I'm like, they're a gimmick. They're a bit of a gimmick because it seems like all their blushes look cool from a marketing consumer perspective on the shelf. But after that first use, they lose all their luster because you take that sparkly, cool top layer off, and then underneath it is kind of a lackluster blush. You don't need it. There are so many other bomb blushes out there, and these are kind of a marketing gimmick with the way that they do the spray top, which is really cool, but in reality, it's a lackluster blush, and Physicians Formula is one of the more expensive drugstore brands out there. So they're cute. They're kind of a gimmick. I don't know that you need to waste your time, money, energy, and efforts on them. Find something else. Wet n Wild and Elf are really out there. I said it, Physician Formula. I hope you're watching. I'm just kidding. Don't come for me. Or do, whatever. A recent product of mine, I was devastated that it didn't work for me, was the Legendary Lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. I wore this for the podcast, and baby, we shoot, like we'll be in there, depending on the day, but we'll be in there for like a long time. I think it was 6 hours, and we had a whole other episode to go. Like, we were 6 hours in, and I have a touch-up mirror, like I have a mirror in our space, and I looked in it, and when I tell you, I had black all in my under eye, I was like, oh my God. This stuff transfers, honey, it transfers. To be honest, like I wear false lashes, so I'm not necessarily always looking for like the best, most voluminous lifting mascaras, but there is one rule I have with a mascara, and it cannot transfer. And y'all know I bake my under eye, because if you're not baking your under eye, or you're not really setting your under eye, and you're putting a cream product foundation powder there, chances are your mascara is probably going to transfer. Anything black you put, it's going to transfer, and that's fair because you're not setting. But y'all know I bake, like I set. So my stuff should not be transferring, and this was a mess. It transferred everywhere. I am so scared of it now. I'm like, oh, I can't use it again, because the surgery I had to go in and like fix everything. I was like, oh my God. I'm not necessarily like trying to recommend products in this video, because that's not what this video is about, but I get asked all the time, and I do have 3 mascaras that are just, no matter what, rain or shine, I'ma use them because they're the best, and I can count on them every single time. So let me tell you what they are. I'm gonna be quick. And by the way, I know there are a lot of really amazing non-transfer mascaras out here. Here are just the 3 that I like personally count on. on. So first one being MAC Giga Black. I used to only use this for my bottom lashes because it has this small wand on them and you're able to kind of snatch those bottom lashes without making a mess. I also do not like mascaras that are super wet because I find them to be super messy and go everywhere whenever you're trying to flick them on, right? So this one's great for that. Second one is a newer love of mine, but Rare Beauty Mascara is a game changer. Oh my God, it is so good. I also like the bushy wand on it, if that makes sense. Look at that little unibrow. It's just a good one. It doesn't transfer. It does a really good job of separating and lengthening and adding volume. It does all the things the Rare Beauty one is. Honestly, their mascara is one of their best products, and their eyeliners and their blushes and everything else. But the mascara is where it's at. It's honestly really good. And then if you're looking for something that's a little more affordable but very effective, the Chic Glam mascara. This one is $5. My only thing with it is such a strong mascara. Like, it's hard to get off. So I try not to use it every day because it's a little difficult to get off because it's a waterproof mascara. All waterproof mascaras are, but this is the strongest mascara I've ever used. And like, if I'm not wearing false lashes, you better believe I have this mascara on, because if I don't have my falsies on, I need my lashes to stand up, right? Like, I need some oomph. I need some help in that department. And this will literally glue your lashes like up. Like, they will not move. It doesn't flake. It doesn't transfer. You can only buy 2 tubes at a time on their website, because I've tried to like order like 15 tubes because I'm like, I never want to run out. This is a holy grail for me, but you can all, I think they have it like cut where you can only order 2 at a time because people are like losing it over this, but I'm not kidding. It is good, okay? I know a lot of you guys are like, you lost your mind, but I feel like I used to be like super full coverage queen, right? 2016, 2017, 2018, that was more the vibes. So KBD Tattoo Foundation, it had its moment, and now it's like we're on to the good apple and like the things that are like a hair bit more light. So this one is just too full coverage. Is that 24-hour wear? You're not supposed to be sleeping in your makeup. Don't wear it for 24 hours. Don't do that. But this foundation is literally too full coverage. I mean, I think it takes a certain time, place, and person to like this, but it ain't me. So I'm gonna say it here, I'm gonna say it now. I don't like it, I don't wear it. Maybe I used to be, but its time has come and passed. They kicked me off their PR list, so I don't know. I probably said I didn't like another product of theirs, but now they're really never gonna send me anything. That's okay though. I can just purchase what I wanna try. They did just come out with a new one, the Good Apple Liquid, because the Good Apple wasn't a thing, and I really wanna try it, so I'm gonna order that on Sephora and give that one a go because it's got good reviews on it and I'm excited. Okay, another one that you guys are gonna be like, no, Lady Gaga. House Labs. So this one I did try out on my channel and I did end up liking it, but I kept trying to wear it and I'm telling you, my skin is so shiny now. I was like, I just can't do it. So if you have really dry skin, I honestly think this is like such a good foundation. Like, it's really beautiful and it's really great foundation to come out in this day and time where we're about skin and a little bit of dewiness. Like, it's perfect for that. So it's like, why is it in the video? Well, for me, it just kept getting so shiny till I was just like, I don't think I can wear this anymore. So I just want to warn my oily girls and my shiny girls out there, you might want to be careful with the House Labs. This is their Skin Tech Foundation. It's gorgeous, but for the right person. My foundation I'm wearing every day right now is the Mario Surreal Skin. And people say that is so shiny. And I'm like, that is not even a fraction of dewy of some of these other ones. Like, it's way less dewy to me. Like, it works for me. I don't know. I also think like the Mario one because it literally sticks to your skin like glue in a way. And it's just has this really long wear ability. And there's one more thing I like about it. Look at my bottle. I'm literally running out. How did I go through that so fast? Isn't that crazy? I'm shade 120, by the way. I'm wearing it right now. But I have gnarly smile lines. Like, I'm always creasy here, and I feel like this just like sticks to your skin so well that it's able to like not break apart because it like kind of like becomes with your skin. Rather than just like sitting on top of your skin, it kind of just like goes in. And so like I'm able to have like movability with this foundation and it not break up. So honestly, I've been clinging to that. It's been the one. Florence, I love Millie Bobby Brown. Nothing from this brand has impressed me. It's all been a little gimmicky. This is just way, and I know like her makeup brand is not for me. It's for someone who likes like a dot of concealer and 1 coat of mascara. I understand that. So if you're a beat girly, you're not gonna like this brand. This is literally nothing. It's like didn't cover anything. I don't think it's meant to cover anything. I don't know. Maybe it's just meant to brighten, but flop. Next, oh my god, my elf girly. I don't like to say anything bad about elf, but because like for their price, it's like, come on, how mad can you be? But e.l.f., this is their Flawless Brightening Concealer. And I don't know, I feel like they should have just called this a brightener rather than a concealer. Kind of like Rare Beauty just came out with like a brightener, kind of like a topper to your concealer if you want a little extra brightening. So e.l.f. came out with their version and they called it concealer. So I was kind of under the impression it was a concealer, and it's like not. Or it shouldn't be like marketed that way, I guess, because it's just like does really nothing for you. Except for I think it like if you used it kind of like the Rare Beauty one where you add it a little bit on top of your concealer to brighten extra, I think you could get something out of it then. But just like it on its own, I don't think it's worth it. Next, oh my gosh, I saved the one that's gonna piss you guys off the most for last. Okay, so these are the Charlotte Tilbury blushes, and I have some education that we just need to go over on these. So, do I like these? I do. There is a tricky way to use them, and you just have to be aware. I think we have so many cream blushes now. We're used to like it just blending out and being this dewy, beautiful, natural look. These are not that. These have a matte finish, which is actually very unique for a cream blush. You don't see that a lot. So I thought that was cool, but whenever I used it in a review on TikTok, because I was reviewing them for my TikTok, I put it on and then I talked to camera a little bit about the color I was using, about, you know, what I'm doing. So it sat on my face for probably 30 to 45 seconds before I started blending, 20 to 30 seconds maybe. And it was a literal mess. Patchy, picked up my foundation. You could just see the exact dot where I put it on, and when I tried to blend it with a sponge, it just like chunked and moved around. So I was like, oh my God, what is going on? So then I took off all my makeup and added my foundation to try them again. And this time I put them on immediately and blended it immediately, and it was so pretty. So the thing is, because these are matte, they dry down so fast. So you have to be careful with them. They're pricey too. Put it on, blend it out immediately. I think you'll like it, but it's just like learning how to use it right. I think these have gotten a lot of mixed reviews I've seen, and I think it's because we're not used to that with cream blushes. Like I've put on cream blushes and talked for 2 or 3 minutes and then blended them out, you know, and it works. But it's the matte formula that'll get you good. So you just really have to be educated and like know how to work these, and they really do work. Another thing, they are pretty sheer. So this color, which you would think would be super bold on me, it actually isn't. It was the best color for my skin tone. But whenever I said that, I was kind of like, well, if the deepest one or the brightest one is the best for my skin tone, would these work for a deeper skin tone than me? I don't know that they would. So because they're so sheer, I think that they either need to have more pigment or need to expand the shade range in these for that. So pros and cons to them. I think if I just use this one right and blend it honestly, it'd be one of my favorite cream blushes. I love it, but it's all about like the education on them. And again, they're so sheer, I think they could use more shade range. If they weren't sheer, I think this would be a little too deep for me and would work, and I could get into these, but they sheer out. So heads up on that. And baby, it's been a long time since I did one of these videos, but I did it. So that is my, you know, de-influencing. I'm de-influencing you. I'm normally influencing you. Now I'm doing the opposite. I'm de-influencing you. I hope you guys liked it. So now I have one job for you guys. If you stay to the end of the video, make sure you comment a product that does not work for you. We all need to know, but maybe tell us why too. Tell us the product, tell us why it didn't work for you, tell us why you're disappointed in it, and we can all learn from one another. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching. Be sure and smash that subscribe button before you leave, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.